Yeah.
Because it's like, where the bread at? It's
right.
Like, come on, dog. Just bring your talent.
Right. That's it. Yeah. And if you got a go-getter in the situation that you should, you know, I guess put your trust in or whatever to see that vision go where y'all both wanted to go, it's gonna work out.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna work out. Me and Perry been in business for years. We good? Okay. Me and Perry been boys for years and been doing business for years with each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never had an issue.
Yeah.
When it comes to the paper, we are gonna have the paper. That's Never real. Been an issue. Yeah. We don't fall out about nothing.
Shit, we've probably to date, we've probably lost and spent more than we've made.
That's a fact.
As of now.
That's a fact.
We just now about to start probably
recouping.
Black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We definitely lost.
But that's what it is. I tell people, man, the Rockefeller concept is real.
Yeah.
They had one artist.
That's a fact.
All the rest didn't matter at that point. Once it was Jay and Jay was killing it, everything else was gravy.
Right, right.
It was gravy. So y'all established what y'all doing and the rest is the rest.
Yeah.
But make sure this stays solid.
Oh, that's a fact. That's why we're, doing what we're doing, because I ain't going to turn on him and he ain't going to turn on me. So we all good.
That's good.
And if you're listening to us, we was talking some real shit. You already know it. Right. But welcome to another episode of iCreate Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Haney, a.k.a. Mr. HOD himself. And to my far right, I got my boy, Perry. P, what up?
Yo, what's good? What's good?
And in the middle, we got a very special guest. It's like we have history, but we don't have history. But we got history. So we've been knowing each other for a very long time. But today, y'all seen he here, Mr. Gregory Merriweather.
What's up, brothers? Glad to be here.
Man, I'm glad. It's so crazy because after you got off live, I said, I wonder if I inbox him and he'll respond right now. And when I hit you and you respond, I said, game time. It's going on, man.
A lot of people don't know that, man. That I try to stay quite responsive.
Yeah. I mean, quick with it too. I was like, yeah, he hit me back sooner than I expected. Sometimes you reach out to people, they wait and then you never know what's on people's mind too. And then some people got big egos, so it's like, shit, I hit him back whenever.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
I watched. I'm gonna tell you real quick, not to get off topic, but I watched. What's the documentary with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine? The Defiant Ones. And Jimmy Iovine was a devout, like Jewish, whatever.
Right.
And I don't know what he is, whatever it was, but it was like Easter Sunday.
Okay.
And basically his family was having dinner and everybody was there. Mm. And basically he said that he started working in the studio. And all he did back in the day was put the reels on.
Right.
He wasn't a producer. He wasn't none of that. And one Sunday, Easter Sunday, he got a call that said, come to work.
Right.
And his family went ballistic on him. Mm. But when he showed up to do his job, he was on John Lennon's greatest album.
That's crazy.
Ended up getting credit simply because he showed up.
That's crazy.
Mm. So for me, once I saw that, I said, you got to show up.
Yeah.
Because you never know what it's going to do just by you being there. So that's why I remain responsive to when people reach out to me, because I think that you just never know what it's going to be when you actually show up.
I appreciate that, talk. Man. Yeah, that's definitely a fact. So you've built platforms like Black on Black, the Black on Black network. What was the personal moment or experience that made you say we need this now more than ever?
Man, we're ill-informed. I mean, when it's all said and done, what we do is we go and chase someone else's media. 3 people actually, but 2 people said it. Malcolm X and Dr. Claude Anderson both said that Black people must have their own media because they can control their own narrative and share their own stories. Then at the end of the day, the truth will be told about what really happened. When you look at mainstream media, 9 times out of 10, we're vilified. The story is off. It's just always something that continues to play the narrative of us always being the bad person.
Right.
And so with that being said, and then the other person was Dr. King, who just was masterful at how he used the media to show what racism looked like in the South. So at that point, I'm like, you have to have your own platforms to be able to tell the truth about what's going on. Because TV will make black people seem bad in every aspect of life.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you have the ability to say, man, there are good black people doing great black work in this society and making differences. Everybody ain't thug and everybody ain't fooling.
Right.
And then have that and display it, it changes a lot for our people. So that's what made me start doing stuff like this.
Yeah, that is very important because it's one of them things. Like you said, man, the pictures just get painted with a very skewed view. And unfortunately, some people really start to believe that's the reality of things because it's not the other sides. You know, they're not shown. So
I mean, just think about this. If I live in a rural town and all of a sudden I become a police officer in Indianapolis, Indiana, and all I know is the black people I see on TV.
yeah,
Right.
That's
Right. I'm fearful.
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm like, wow.
Right.
So, I mean,
Don't know nothing about them.
Yeah, I'm gonna unhook the gun first.
Right.
So it's those types of things, man, that make these types of platforms necessary. Because again, it's like we don't realize that our media could be life or death.
That's a fact.
So at the end of the day, we have to be in charge and in control of the depiction of black people.
Right.
We can control what character looks like, what good people look like, simply because now we have cameras and lights and all this kind of stuff to where we can share our culture and who we really are. So these are the things that are important. This is life or death work that people really don't get.
Especially definitely, like you said, the TV, because the TV and the media that we see and make black people seem so horrible, the kids so bad.
Facts.
And then when you out and you see a black family, it's like, or you hearing up to lock your doors and shit. Don't nobody want nothing out of your car. You know what I'm saying?
But think about this though. Think about how, all of our lives, we've always seen the bad picture of Africa.
Yeah.
We never saw
the
never saw
part.
the city.
Just recently started seeing
just recently.
Yeah.
So it's now this visual to say, no, there's no excuse for bad behavior because we're good people doing great things.
Right.
Yeah.
And put more of this out.
Yeah.
We have to be responsible for putting more of this out. And the other part is this, it used to be a big thing to be on network TV. You'd be like, I'm on the news today.
That's a fact.
You don't need that. At the end of the day, now you can come and sit with these guys and get on here, and it's just as important because when it's all said and done, it's not the network.
Right.
It's the content, it's the information. Yeah. And when it's all said and done, we now have the power to control everything that we do.
Yeah. And a lot of people abuse it.
They do.
Misuse it.
Bro.
Yeah. That's,
and I really hate it, man, because I'm just thinking of the content me and P been creating. Mm-hmm. I have 2 young black boys, and my daughter, she's the oldest. Okay. But the content that we're doing, they're gonna see. I don't want them to see their dad acting a fool.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Or talk about this and that. Because listen, my kids don't go to your average schools. You know what I'm saying? So for the fact of even making them feel embarrassed to know that, man, bro, I'm not
It's
doing
important.
it.
I think we got to get out of today. We got to get out of just today living. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of things thinking, we do a lot of things not thinking that tomorrow will happen.
Man.
From how we act, from what we do to our parents, to our appearance, and what, just a lot of different things that we don't think about tomorrow. I honestly would tell you, there was nothing in me that thought 52.
Right.
But at 52, I'm like, all right, I got to know it all to think 70.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm like, all right, what I'm doing today, I know I'd be proud of what I do today if I make it to 70. And I think more of us have to start living like that because that 24-hour living is crazy.
Listen, we got to start thinking like that because I think like that. Yeah. Ain't nobody thinking about what they gonna look like or be doing at 65, 70 years old. They ain't living life like that.
Yeah, but it's time to start.
It's interesting that you say that because I know so many people. I ain't gonna say so many, but I know a few people who really support the 24-hour.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm just living for today. And yes, like even some people had that philosophy with how they spend their money. It's like,
exactly.
Shit, what I'm saving for? I might not be here. I'm just like,
Is we gonna spend it all today?
Yeah.
Hey, it's people out here that shit. It's a lot of people out here that support.
If you
that
got it
narrative.
like that, keep spending it like that.
Yeah.
I ain't got it like that.
I think you can live 20. I think you can have a 24-hour mentality as long as it's progressive.
Yeah, and I think it's okay if it's for something as far as like taking a chance on something that could benefit you. You know, it's like, I don't know, whether that's going to a certain networking event that, yeah, you can go today or you can wait till next week. But the person that you might need to meet might be there today. So like, why not do it today? For that, I think it's beneficial. But as far as just
drinking
like
a gallon of Hennessy just for the hell of it.
Yeah, no. Just because it's this Saturday today, we ain't worried about tomorrow yet. Nah,
that's foolish.
Yeah, I can't roll with that.
That's crazy because every time I ride past a liquor store in the morning, it's people waiting.
Yeah, they are
waiting. It's crazy. Y'all gotta get it together. You position yourself as a mentor and voice for the culture. How do you define real leadership in today's world?
Man, that's a good question, bro.
I told you I did my homework.
I think that when it's all said and done, man, good leadership is sacrificing, being able to work so hard that others benefit from the work that you do. It's, a lot of times we think about the bag, but not the legacy. We think about, the cheers. But we don't really look, a lot of leaders or people don't look and see, the impact. I think great leaders are people who they collect things, whether it be information, people or contacts, things of that nature. They share things, whether it be information or contacts. But at the end of the day, I think collectively there are people who say, you know what? I say this all the time. One of the greatest things that Dr. Martin Luther King said to me, he said a ton of great things. But the greatest thing that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said to me as a person who wasn't born, but he said it to me, was I may not get there with you.
Right.
But that meant so much to me because he says, I'm willing to do the work today that I may not see tomorrow.
Got you.
And I think that defines great leadership when you say that, listen, if I've been given enough to feed people that I've never known or will ever see, then I'm willing to do it simply because it's not about me. It's about me being a conduit to progress, me being something that allows people to thrive. So if my work and my words, my efforts can be utilized to help people move forward, then so be it, and not be selfish in it. And so I think that's what defines great leadership for me.
So what do you think about the leaders or people here in Indianapolis? What do you think?
It depends on from what perspective. but I'll say this.
I'm only saying that because I only know of a few people that do community work.
Okay.
A few.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of what you did in the past,
sure.
and I don't even know what you're doing now. You could be doing some stuff behind closed door nobody know about.
That's how I move.
Okay, and
we can get into that,
right?
But I think that when I look at the state of leadership in Indianapolis, I will honestly say that Indianapolis is a place where what is deemed leadership is actually agents of white supremacy. And when you realize that, you say, man, what are y'all doing? And everything doesn't feed into Black progress. When I ran for mayor in 2023, I realized by just looking at the reports that nobody was really making change. It's like Black people were first in everything bad and last in everything good. First in prison or first in jail. First in poor water and air quality, first in food deserts, last in employment, first in unemployment, first in rent, but last in ownership. All the things that really, first in food deserts, all this kind of stuff. And we have a mayor that could come to anybody's community center, anybody Black event and start dancing. And everybody says, you are doing such a good job.
We talked about that last year. He always there for the photo op.
Keep it up.
Keep doing what you're doing.
He ain't gonna miss
And he
that.
looking like it's bad. but what you find is the black leadership follows suit with that.
Right.
Because they want to be pleasing to those people.
Mm-hmm.
They good with making it on the news. I'll tell you, I just challenged one of my brothers who's a counselor, and we ain't gonna get into the name, but we saw the post.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that was asked in the post said, well, what do you expect the city council to do? And I said, here's where I get to educate you. A city councilor has to live in the community in their district. Mm-hmm. So if I'm a District 14, then I have to live in there. That means I am the voice of this community. Right. You voted me as your leader in this community. Mm-hmm. So if I'm in Brightwood, then I'm the mayor of Brightwood. If I'm the mayor if I'm this person over here in Hallville, I'm technically the mayor of Hallville. Right. So when they get in a seat, and let's just say there's a vote on the table and it says, we're going to give $350 million to downtown Indianapolis to build blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
Now, when this person who is the neighborhood representative is sitting there, their real answer should be no.
Right.
Because if he looks in his community or she looks at her community, they realize that the sidewalks are bad. The houses are torn down. Mm-hmm. There's no industry. The lights ain't working. The alley is jacked up. The streets are torn up. No, I'm not giving $350 to downtown.
Right.
But they unanimously vote yes. Mm. And black people don't know this because they're not at the council meeting. But they cheering for these counselors as if they're doing something great for their communities.
So the real changes in the council.
The real changes in the council. Listen, they have fixed our minds. At one point, they used to say, politics is local. Now, all they telling you to do is focus on the White House.
Yeah.
And the person in your neighborhood is running amok, and you wonder why your streets ain't fixed.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you can look at that and just see how, like I work out in Carmel and Westfield, and you can see how quick something get done out there.
Well, they don't waste no time.
Yeah, like I'm talking about if a pothole shows up, 3 days, that shit's filled in.
Nah, it ain't even 3 days. It's that same day.
But the crazy thing, it's not filled with mess.
Yeah, no, that's why
it's gonna last.
Filled and covered like it was never
like
there.
It was never there.
Yeah. So that's simple proof.
Go to 86. Go to 82nd. Mm-hmm. And get up there by all the by the fashion mall, all that. Yeah. If a building, y'all saw it, ride past there right now, where that TGI Fridays was. Mm-hmm. Soon as it closed down, they tore it down.
Yep.
It's like we don't have eyesores in this community.
Yep.
Right.
We tear it down because of the property value.
Yeah.
But all in our neighborhood, properties is torn up. We walk past. What happens and what do? They go and they use it in the campaign. We're going to fix all these broken homes.
We're going to do all
and
this.
we like, yeah. And it's the same house they've been talking about for 20 years. And then the campaign's over, they be like, we ain't anybody talking about y'all.
We ain't do that. That's just like shit right down the street on Shaylin, that old karate building.
Come on, bro.
And that shit was empty for 30 years.
Man.
Matter of fact, I'm 35. I don't think it was ever up and running since I can remember.
Ain't nobody did karate since Bruce Lee.
And I grew up in this area, so that was always an abandoned building. And they just tore it down, 2, maybe 3 years ago?
Maybe that, yeah.
And now it's just an empty lot.
So when people look, they don't realize that the counselors have something to do with black progress.
Yeah.
Because they hold your neighborhood. They are responsible for that community. And what happens is they vote the party instead of the people. And now we have to understand that that's how stuff gets changed in your community is through your city county council. So if you got black ones that ain't doing their job, you're supposed to hold them accountable, right?
Right.
Here's what we don't know. There was a council meeting yesterday. White people will get up on the weekend, go to the store, get poster board, and start drawing on them for the Monday meeting. And will show up in the meeting. I sit in those meetings. And as soon as the wrong person start talking, they hold the poster boards up like, go home, stop this, good, wow. Blah, blah, blah. Black people ain't even in the building.
Damn.
And they over there voting on your neighborhood every Monday.
And if you don't own shit, you got to get out.
Come on, bro. And but then when you wonder what's happening with your school system,
Right.
school systems get great because of what? Home ownership.
Yeah.
What else? Taxes because of home ownership. That's why Carmel, that's why Hamilton schools are great.
Right.
Because of home ownership and taxes.
Yeah.
But if we ain't showing up because we think they're doing a good job representing us,
Right.
all you got to do is look in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
But that's what leadership looks like in Indianapolis.
So
Damn.
when
I'm sorry.
So do you think
it's real?
so
man.
do you think if we fix that, we could fix everything else, such as the youth crime and things like that?
No.
Don't even get me started on
In
that
short, no. Because here's what has to be fixed. We have to get to a place where it's a sad reality that racism, overt racism, Jim Crow racism, made Black people operate with a certain level of discipline and accountability.
Yeah.
You didn't go and play around. You didn't play black. You had to do it.
Right.
You knew you couldn't go in their store, so you had to shop at Mr. Jones's store.
Yeah.
You knew you couldn't go in that restaurant, so you had to shop or go into this restaurant. What happens is when we look, we don't realize that we've lost accountability. We've lost the accountability of developing our culture. Now, if you say something to somebody's child who's out of pocket, they would rather fight you than fix the child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The church is not accountable.
Right.
No institution in the Black community has taken more money and given less back. True. Our politicians are not accountable because they believe they have their own voice, and whatever they do, you supposed to bow down to them, but really they're your voice.
Right.
They wouldn't be in the seat if it wasn't for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The school is not accountable because if you look at literacy rates, they're dropping every year. It's like they say 70% of America is almost like functionally illiterate. So when you look and you see all these things where there's no accountability, you can't save a life when you can't hold nobody accountable.
That's a fact.
So if I look and I say, how do you stop youth violence? Discipline and accountability. And until you make the decision to have it, you'll continue to have what we have. And that's real. It sounds simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that accountability is big, man.
It's big.
Over this, this past weekend, we all heard about what happened. That's all I see people trying to point the finger on who's to blame.
Facts.
It's this person. It's the parents' fault. It's the kids. It's as like you just said, ain't nobody taking accountability for. I put it like this: if there is a parent who had a kid who they know is involved in stuff like that, I doubt that they taking accountability for it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And let's also be real. If it's a single parent home, she probably working 2 jobs. If she's working and the kid is out doing whatever he's doing to bring the money in.
True that. But
so
the turn up is real though. The turn up in our community is real. We've made everything about fun.
Yeah.
We've not made anything about progress. People don't realize it's fun being able to pay your bills.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun being able to go to a house that's stable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when it's all said and done, it's like we have made it to where fun is everything.
Yeah. They just want to go out and party.
Everybody turning up. And I said this, man. I said this today. I said, I'm 52. And I said, I think back with my grandmother and my grandfather and my aunties and uncles. And I said, I don't have one recollection of my grandmother ever being out at midnight.
Never.
Not once.
Bro, I literally was just having a conversation with one of my partners and said, I can count probably on my 2 hands how many times my parents went out.
Facts.
And clubbed and partied and all
Facts.
that. Now, and that's some people parents might have had the mom or the auntie that, some people had the mom and auntie that was doing that the Friday, Saturday night, but it wasn't at the masses that it is now.
Today. Not at all.
It be people. It was this one kid who I used to mentor in one of my programs, and his mother she had to be around my age or even a little older, and was a bottle girl. And I'm like,
what?
You want to be doing this at this age and you got a 6? I'm like, because when I seen her, I'm like, I know her from somewhere. And then when I put 2 and 2 together, I'm like, this ain't over for you.
Hey man,
Yeah.
listen. If I was growing up as a kid, and when I called my grandma's house and she wouldn't pick up the phone, we got a goddamn problem.
You hear me?
Cause grandma, where are you?
Nah, for real.
Why are you not at home?
That's I swear.
And that's what I'm saying. The turn up is real in our community to the degree where it's like these kids, they don't have, nobody wants to be at home.
Right.
Nobody.
It ain't fun to them.
But that means that there's a home problem.
100%.
So until we address that, it's like you're gonna have the same thing. Don't nobody know what nobody is doing.
Yeah.
That's again, you got to put that on.
And we can't, and honestly, and this is not in defense of brothers, but a lot of the absenteeism as it relates to black men is either prison or death.
Yeah.
So when you realize that every year, almost 10,000 black men die to gun violence.
That shit is wild.
So 5 years is 50,000 black men die from gun violence. So take that and keep going. 50,005 here, 50,010, 50,015, right? So you getting up there to 150,000. So you wonder why
Yeah.
the head of the whole culture is in the grave. So there's a responsibility. I believe it's 70% of single parent homes are black mothers,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and most of them live in poverty. So we got to look at all of this and start figuring out solutions. Simply because these are conditions that have been created, but we have to figure out how to deprogram to reprogram.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 torn on that part too, as far as I don't want to say who to blame, but
Nah.
who to hold more accountable when it comes to the single parent households being predominantly women.
I think that it's a lot. I think the government started it when you could not have a man in the home
Yeah.
to get a government assistance. And so at that point, once food stamps and all that kicked in, you couldn't have a man in the house.
That's crazy.
So they was like, is that a size 11?
No, swear to God, bro.
Get him out of here.
So-
Hell no.
Motherfucker be like, hey, listen, you can't come over today because
nah,
they coming to check the house.
On the systemic part, that's really wild.
That's wild,
But
bro.
I was just putting it more on the surface level
No,
of
I get it.
like the men, like for myself, like I'm 20 or 35, started being active at whatever age. We're going to keep that disclosed, but I've only made one child.
Sure.
Like I'm not out here just spreading seeds
Sure.
loosely and not putting, I'm not putting nobody in that position
Sure.
to have to either try to be a single mom or put me on child support, or for me to be in that situation where I got to pick and choose if I really want to be here. So just as a man, I do feel like we can be a little more accountable as far as
Spreading our seeds.
just
Agreed.
like willy nilly. Like,
I agree.
like I said,
agree.
Man, nigga, you know what?
it's
a
Niggas
hard-
do
that's a
not
tall
like
task.
responsibility.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
And-
but that's what I'm saying. If you
Yeah,
don't like it,
that's-
like, come on,
yeah,
bro. Like I
that's-
said, I've been in the game doing what I do for a long time, and I got an 11-year-old son.
Listen,
I'm
got
Doing what I do for a long time.
I'm very responsible when it comes to that, and I ain't expecting everybody to be, but it's like at least I can look at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm not attributing to that issue.
Sure.
You know what? I applaud you, Pete, because me too, man. And with me having 3 kids with 3 moms, our relationship from jump has always been
exactly
gravy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because
for
you,
sure.
as a man, you know what needs to be done. You know what you need to do. You know this kid gonna need you. And that's one thing I've always strived to be. I've been in my kids' lives from day one.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And dealing with black boys growing up now is crucial. And listen, my 13-year-old do not look 13.
Yeah.
At all.
You
Yeah.
understand me? He
Yeah.
do not look 13. And he has locks.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And you go to Westfield.
Mm-hmm. Problem.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta walk. Listen, I'm trying to teach you to walk this straight and narrow, bro. You ain't never heard of your dad being locked up. You ain't never. Where dad? He can't see him right now. None of that, bro.
Ain't no. Yeah, I get you.
You see what I'm saying?
I applaud that.
And I think a lot of guys nowadays just don't like to take responsibility. Then they cry about child support.
I think they don't know it. I think that some of them don't know what response. I will say this: my first child, my daughter, I didn't know it. I didn't understand it. Let me say this. And then I became a father who just worked hard and provided financially.
Right.
My dad, my parents, my grandfather, everybody was old school. So they were workers.
Yeah.
They was like, these kids need to eat. Whatever I can do to provide for them to have better, then that's what I'm doing.
What they gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the rah-rah dude, but I was like, you can go to King's Island.
Yeah.
I might not be able to go, but you can go.
Right.
You can go do that. But at the end of the day, I realized that what I did in work was not good from a social or a intimate, perspective as it related to my daughter. And so, but I think a lot of these young men are so, they're so premature in that. But then what happens when you're premature and you've never had an example?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's the big thing.
When you didn't have a granddad or a great uncle and you look out here and nobody that you can actually peer at and see how he operates or bounce ideas off of. These dudes are out here by themselves.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, it's like, and then they're so hypersexual, but that's a whole nother story. So it's like, it's just a different day, man. And I think that, I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand where they are as young men having children at a young age today. It's far more complex than it was for me.
And then even just to quick spin back to what you were saying about the systemic part, as far as like not having a man in the house, like that's a wild incentive to I don't even know if I know it was intentional, but the way they delivered it, like, we know what we about to do to y'all. Like, that's really,
heck yeah.
That's really crazy.
Nah, that was crazy because women had to hide niggas.
They did.
Listen,
Get in the closet.
Man, listen. And don't make a
climb
sound.
at the top.
You know what? That
make you think
that
whole shelf shaking.
That just made me realize that I remember when my mom used to fill out, like, from my school lunch to get reduced lunch. She never put my dad on.
That's real talk.
Nigga, it's crazy, bro.
Real talk.
That's crazy. She had to act like she was a legit.
Yeah, I'm
single mom.
struggling, boy. I'm struggling.
I ain't got nothing. My kid need free lunch.
That's so bad.
Hell no. I had that shit all through elementary too. So
Piece a day. That shit make you think like a mother.
man,
That's crazy.
In what ways do you feel today's youth are being abused or taken advantage of by so-called mentors?
I think the young men are more abused than anybody. They're the bag. People don't look at your kids now. People don't look. I'm not saying everybody, but most of these organizations don't look at your child from the perspective of saying, let me help develop you. Yeah. They look and say, that's a number. And they make them sign papers. And every day they come in, they got to sign with attendance. I have seen people literally take paperwork and put all the dates, and the kid, before they go in the program, have to sign all the different dates. Oh, wow. So that you can then turn that in so you can get grant money.
So you can get the money. Okay.
So when you look at that, you realize that there's a check associated with our kids. Here's the other part. Most of the people that are mentoring children have they shouldn't be mentoring. A mentor truly should be somebody to say, hey man, when we get you here, I can help you get here.
Right.
I know who to call. I know how to vouch for you. I know how to do something that will help elevate you to the next level.
To where your mind can catch up to get to where
Facts.
you are. Yeah.
But what happens is most of these dudes are mentors who have never achieved anything. How are you a non-achieving mentor? Like, what'd you do for your life? Man, I just got home. Or, man, I remember when I used to stand on the block. Nobody want to hear that, bro.
they do. Now that you say that, they throw that word mentor around way too loosely.
It's nasty work because when it's all said and done, there's nothing worse than looking when mentors be like, you see a kid laying out in the street dead and they be like, that was one of my kids. I'd be like, what are you? That's bad.
Right.
Like, we should close your shop today.
Because what did you do to prevent that?
How do you prevent that?
Yeah.
And so when we look, man, there's a lot of people, man, it's so much money. In the city of Indianapolis, I believe over the past 5, maybe 10, I would say 5 years or more. Now, let me rewind. Joe Hawk said he's done 2 terms. So let's say less than 8 years. I bet you $60 million have gone into crime prevention grants.
Damn.
$60 million. And then all of a sudden you look at dudes who was riding the bus now driving Porsches. And your kid ain't learned a darn thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to knock the mothers because they want something better for their sons, but these are predators.
So that goes into my next question.
Yeah.
What signs should parents and communities look for to identify with someone that's mentoring for profit rather than for the purpose?
There's a small word that starts with an R and ends with an E, and it's called resume. Credentials. Show me something. We don't ever ask nobody for nothing. We let dudes get on the microphone and finesse. Yeah. And all of a sudden he like, man, I can help your son, teach him how to blah, 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 and blah. And then you say, all right, well, what'd you do? Did you do that for yourself?
Right.
He'll be like, huh? He'll be like, no, because most of them haven't. Yeah. And we don't ask questions. How do you literally hand your child over to someone and don't ask questions? That's what I want to know.
So do we know if it... So how do you know if it truly works rather than not work with taking the killing out?
I think that you know it truly works when there's elevation. I think that any great program keeps great record of success.
So when they first got the kid, what the kid was into,
but you should be
what we done did.
You should be able to look and say, man, my kid, man, I remember he came in and he was on this, man. This dude, you know.
Now he doing X, Y, and Z.
We got all these kids over here that's on honor roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy now, he came from this program and now he's going to such and such university on a full ride for blah, blah, blah. But when he came in, he was off. And keep that tally, because then what makes your program great is when those kids come back with their success story and be like, man, when I first came here, I was off. But coach or this person helped me do blah, blah, blah. Most of these guys don't have success stories.
Yeah, I don't, and unfortunately, I don't think it's that thorough anymore.
It's not.
Because even I did, for 6 years, some mentoring and worked with a program through the juvenile center. Mm-hmm. And it was thorough to an extent, but it also had restrictions because it was combined with the YMCA. But it was like you just said, like, man, out of probably I can't even probably throw a number how many kids I've dealt with. I can probably think of 5 that I was able to keep track of.
Yeah.
And to this day, like, can't tell you where half of them is at and what they doing.
Exactly. And that's where, I believe personally that black men should have mentors all the way through 30.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I think that you have so many ups and downs in your life.
Yeah.
To where it's like, when it's something when you hit 21. Yeah. But it's also something when you hit 25.
Yeah.
Then it becomes really something when you hit 30.
Listen,
most of your
close to 40, and I'm thinking
most of your first real failure feeling hits around 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you thought that at some point while you was 15, you was going to be a millionaire by 30.
You already had it figured out. Yeah. Or you thought you had it. You thought you had it figured out.
That 30 hit me something serious.
Bro, I think I cried when I turned 30. Because here's what happens. From the time you get to walk out that house feeling grown, it's a blur till 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
And you looking like, bro, I chopped it up.
Man.
And look back and say, dang, I didn't make that meal.
If I knew what I knew now.
So the birthday cake come, bro, you crying. You don't even want to be bothered with nobody in 30th birthday.
I'll be 36. I'll be 36 next month. I'm like, dang, 40 right
40
around the corner.
There, bro. 40's right there.
Right around the corner.
And that's why I think that we need guides. We need mentors that are real, that can tell you the story. Just like I just told y'all.
Right.
We just had this all in common where I just talked about all our 30.
Yeah.
And we like, damn.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure.
So what does that mean? We all can take that and give it to somebody that's 15.
Right.
And say, it's coming, bro, and it's going to come fast.
But they don't believe it.
They don't, but.
They don't believe it.
But I'm going to tell you why they don't, though. It's not enough of us telling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reinforcement's not there.
I'm going to tell y'all what white men get. White men get the fraternity of man. They get the fraternity of being a white man. They get that, man. Hey, man, come on over here. We're going to help you get this job.
Yeah.
hey man, come on over here. We're going to help you get this.
Yeah.
We got to wrap our arms around each other and we got to help you get developed. Yeah. Most of them don't play that. If the job is on the line and become to you and him, you might even have more education and experience. They are loyal to that.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
They're loyal to the success.
Or I will say we get the fraternity of men, but in the wrong direction.
Man, our fraternities is all separated. We are the most colorful people in the world. If you don't wear purple, then I ain't fooling with you. If you don't wear black and gold, I ain't fooling with you. If you don't wear blue or red, I ain't fooling with you. Yeah. Ain't nobody ready to be black. But everybody want to be everything else.
What was the Paul Mooney? Everybody want to be a nigga to start to be a nigga or some shit.
Facts.
Facts. That's definitely, it's just making me think back to even a person who I've looked at as a mentor. Oh, you know Fred Dorsey?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
okay, yeah, that's I used to work for him with the mentoring I did. So like I've known Mr. Fred since I was 14.
Wow.
And he's been very instrumental, you know, in helping develop me as a man.
That's a fact.
So that's an example of, like you said, just until like, I mean, I'm 35 now. I literally just talked to him 2 days ago.
Perfect.
So yeah, that is, you know, and then like I said, along with, you know, my dad being there, the uncles. So it's definitely that fraternity of man aspect is definitely very instrumental.
It's important, man.
Yeah,
and typically if you get to have it in your, I mean, it can happen in your, especially if you got a family with structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most don't.
Yeah,
you're fortunate. I was fortunate to have that type of fraternity where my uncles was like, you can't even walk in the room, dog, until you hit this stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't come and listen to nothing we talking about.
Yeah.
Go on over there, go on outside, whatever, but you ain't coming up in here.
These little niggas rolling up with their uncles.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
It's wild y'all say that, man, because a little bit of how I built myself was based off of watching my uncles, big brothers, cousins, things of that nature. I knew I wanted the things that some of them had, but I wasn't willing to do all of the things that they were doing to get it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I found my own path. Like, damn, well, I do like rocking nice shoes and you know, a little jewelry kit or something, but I ain't trying to sell no dope to do it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things happen along the way to where I failed in that. But then, you know, once you start having kids, man, and you start thinking about getting older and shit, listen, I ain't got 30 years to give you folks.
You hear me? Been there, done that. I get it.
I don't have time to give. No, I like to live life on my own terms.
Yeah, I think if something in you, I think that you know, having kids, man, is a 50-50.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in a position to care for them and you want to, and then you're trying to do it legitimately and you find out that that's tough, most cats, man, you know, it is a sad reality when a father gets deemed a deadbeat because he did or he had by any means necessary mentality. And I think that, you know, when it's all said and done, it's like being a father is not an easy task by no means because everybody's looking at you from a certain perspective. And the sad part about it, and I'm gonna say this, is and you know, from our women, the only true example that people really look at men from is white man's perspective. Because if you look, everything must emulate him. But he's created a situation where we can't be him. He does everything in his power to call us deadbeats. But when you look statistically, the most active father is a black father.
Yeah.
He may not have the resources. Everybody says you need to provide. But when you look and he's trying, we don't even understand the Ku Klux Klan from that perspective.
Right.
We don't understand that it's a ghost, right?
Yeah.
We don't understand that when you go and look for jobs, every time you look, there's a hand that could prohibit you from getting it, right?
It's a fact.
It's a ghost, right? And everybody's acting as if you didn't try.
Yeah.
And that's the system that they sell. Black men are lazy. Black men are deadbeats. Black men don't want to take care of their kids. Black men can't provide for their women. And then everybody is harping on you because he's supposed to be the example.
Yeah.
And he's created the narrative that they're no good. But that's why everybody makes us expendable.
Yeah.
It's because someone created a narrative that black men are these things, which they're not.
And then they run with it.
And then we run with it. To the degree where that's why we hurt ourselves. But that's another story too.
Damn.
Do you think we as a culture need to call out performative mentorship more directly? How do we do that without tearing each other down?
There's no tear down when it's true. I think that's the biggest farce we have in the black community, is that people say correction is a tear down.
Yeah. Or no, hating.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Negro, you wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't tell nobody they ain't doing something right.
And we I just said this today. We have figured out a way to make failures look successful. And when it's all said and done, we have taken the worst of the worst and call it the best.
Yep.
Everybody that fails, we call real.
That's wild.
Nah, I'm just because I'm
letting that soak in a little bit.
Nah, look, I already got people running through my head that I'm like, him, yeah.
You got a show right now called BMF.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They call them legends.
Hey man, listen, that's what's glorified. Unfortunately,
do we know how the story ends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to jail.
But it's legendary enough to put on television.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen the George Washington Carver movie.
Damn. That's boring, man. I might want to see that.
Nobody want to see a man figuring out how to make something happen with a peanut.
Yeah.
Right.
What we gonna get out of that?
Who had some of the greatest patents in America, not black, in American history.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
but
man.
all of a sudden, everybody who was a failure is shown as a success. We do it. Meech Home. Do you remember what
No,
the internet looked like?
No, I remember him posting that. Everybody talking about Beach House. So what?
So
Hey man, listen.
So what?
Everybody talking about, I can't wait to the party.
Yeah, it's sad,
50
man.
shut that shit down.
Everything that is a failure, black people deem a success.
Nah,
That's crazy, man.
Because it's
Come
like
on.
him being home. You like, all right,
All right.
now what?
Now what?
This nigga's not paying
Who
none of my
cares?
bills.
Hoover getting out. And he's 100 years old. And then the crazy thing is, as a person who lived in Chicago off and on all my life, more black men have died under that man's name than even racists.
Yeah.
And he's a hero? You call him the chairman of death? What is he the chairman of?
Man, I think the sad misconception is people like, what's the word?
They like what's close to proximity.
Well, not even just, I don't know if I want to call it the hustler story or the started from nothing and made it to, I think that's where that's what they glorify. So that, like you said, all of the deaths that he caused, people not even worrying about that. All they seeing as he came from wherever he came from and built whatever empire he built to become this stature of a man. That's what I think they are thirsty for, instead of realizing all the
the trauma behind it.
They would rather rope Jay-Z into bad stuff than praise the fact that he is from the grit.
Yeah.
And became a dude worth $3.5 billion.
Right.
They would rather say, I want to see him go to prison, but I want to see Meech come home. This is us. This is us.
Yeah. How do we shift? How do we shift from trauma-based influence?
We start saying F everybody that promotes bad stuff.
I'm with that. I had to get on my son about that. It was a movie. It's called Charm City Kings, and it's based in, I think, Baltimore, about young kids and like the bike life and all that. You know, regular hood story movie. My son used to watch that movie every day. Like, I don't know, and I had to ask him, like, what is it like? What are you enjoying out of this? You know, it's a good movie, especially to have a young son. But I just had to make sure he wasn't getting lost in the bullshit of the movie.
Yeah,
like, little nigga making money now, selling drugs. Yeah. Like, let me find out this what the hell you try. Like, nah. So but that's so to.
But we gotta say, forget them dudes.
Yeah, for sure. Making sure he's not celebrating
at
that.
the end of the day, most of them are speaking on a life that they don't live. It was something amazing. I watched an interview probably a year or two ago, and it was Jadakiss with his father. Go find it. And he says he never grew up like that.
Right.
He said he came from a 2-parent home.
Mm.
He went to private school. He from this. And
Right.
Jada's slumping. Cause you talking all this block.
Yeah.
You not that kid.
Yeah. You was in the house put up.
But the prime example, let's keep it a buck. And people don't like it when I say it. The prime example of kids dying, not being themselves is the ultimate. The ultimate sale to black people is who? Rapper.
Oh yeah.
Who is the ultimate sale?
Yeah.
Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Ballet dancer, Shakespeare quoter,
Poet.
actor
Yeah.
who died as a gangster.
Right.
And when it's all said and done, that's why you died.
You could have just been yourself.
You should have been yourself.
Yeah. And I preach that to my kids all the time. Just be yourself. I'm making it cool now for my kids to know, hey, it's okay to be a damn nerd.
But let's go deeper. There is a reason they keep him in your face. When I came up, and he would be 2 years older than me, rappers wasn't dying.
Yeah, that's a fact. They was rapping.
They was rapping. It was like take a lyrical butt whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once he got killed, ever since then, rappers have been dying in their 20s.
100%.
Heavily.
Yeah.
Because emulating him, we congratulated a fool.
Yeah.
And when I look and we want to stop young people from dying, it's like, stop telling them that being Tariq is real.
Right.
But
Being Ghost ain't real.
But how do you do that when we have this internet that's so powerful where you can literally, I call it a choose your own adventure land. It's so many people that I grew up with or some of my brother's peers that I see who they are on the internet and I'm like, bro, I watched you grow up for 14 years.
Facts.
So at what point did you become like you literally have became a character and they, like you said, they emulated in real life.
Right.
And if you don't really know or if you're not around the people who genuinely know who you are, you can literally go and portray your life as something that you're not. So how do we combat that?
I think I think that this is one of the saddest realities that we have to come to terms with is that we must save people who want to swim.
I agree.
And not people who are committed to drowning.
I agree.
I just told somebody that the other day.
Try saving somebody kicking and swatting in that water.
Yeah.
Your ass is going to drown with them.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked me, would I ever get back into mentoring? I said I would only help kids or young people who want it. Like,
Absolutely.
if you want to go ahead, you want to stay on that, see you. I don't even got time
think
for it.
this. We are the only people that we will tell a millionaire to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
As opposed to saying, if you want it, you need to elevate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling nobody to elevate.
Yeah.
They tell us to come down. And at some point, black culture always goes to the bottom.
Yeah.
They know, listen, who we gonna help? You on your way. So everybody in your family look and say, he all right. They get a car to the nigga that's gonna do the drive-by.
Right. Right.
He gets the car first.
Right.
Yeah. You gonna be able to get your own.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna help you be more successful.
Yeah.
You on the path.
Yeah.
We gotta go help the dude that ain't doing a damn thing.
Right.
That's who we are. We always go help the bottom. Imagine if we look to the top and say, this is the closest margin to success in our family. And everybody needs to get behind that person because it's the shortest margin to success.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is this. The next one. We keep going all the way down here and trying to build up to here.
Damn.
So let me ask you this. With the few mentors I know in the city, with many of the ones you know in the city, and Perry, do y'all really think they getting through to these kids?
No.
No, I don't. I told you that.
The evidence is there.
Yeah, I've been said it. Not I will say this, not in the masses. No. You might reach it. Bro, that's why I stopped. I told I tried. Mr. Fred tried to get me back into what I was doing. And I told him, I said, it ain't getting nowhere.
Man, mentoring is becoming like AAU coaches and Little League football coaches.
Shit.
They getting the kids and hitting the mamas. Let's keep it a buck.
Hey, look, my son play AAU, and that comparison is crazy because it's very accurate. Sheesh.
They getting
You're
the
not
kids
wrong.
and hitting the mamas. Let's keep it a buck.
Damn.
Wow, Greg.
I mean, and imagine what it looks like for a young man that you his mentor, he wake up and you walking down the hall in your drawers. I'm keeping it real.
That's crazy work.
You already done damaged the boy.
Right.
Because
Now you really about to go out the goddamn ledge.
You Mr. Smith? Are you Mr. Smith? Or
Yeah.
I'll call you Dad now.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
You in there drinking the milk out the carton.
Man, that is
Wow, that's crazy. Man. Yeah, and it's unfortunate because the ones who probably are, thorough and really trying, they get lost in the sauce of all the bullshit.
Absolutely.
That's why I said, man, I got my boy Q. He asks me all the time, like, bro, you just need to get back to it. And I tell him, like, bro, you got it, bro. Like, y'all, you keep doing what you doing, man. I commend those who
man, that's fucking crazy.
really
I'm
into
sorry,
it.
bro.
But nah, that's wild though. That's because you're not
Am I
wrong.
lying?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And like I said,
It makes sense to me. That's why I'm just so tickled
no,
about
and
this.
that him
'Cause,
calling
bro, that
it
is
AAU,
wild.
because even AAU is
It's nasty word.
it's pimping with that.
It's totally.
Yeah.
Golly.
Oh, your
Man.
son gonna start. Trust.
Nah, you know what? Okay,
You don't even gotta pay.
You ain't got paid. I got his uniform and shoes and
I'll
everything.
pick him up.
I'll pick him up.
Man,
Little man wait in the car. I got to talk to
because
him.
look, it's that same pool is mostly single mothers.
he said, wait in the car.
I got to talk to your mother. She got to pay for the
Hey,
bill.
bro.
She got to pay for the shoes.
I'm not about to play with this man.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Greg, check this out, man. If this was your last interview,
Yeah.
what's the message you would want every young black kid in America to hear?
You can do it. It's not easy. There is something, I would say this, and this is kind of long, but you can do it. You are the problem and the solution. And when it's all said and done, resilience is what it takes to be a black man every day. Mm-hmm. Set your mind to know that you are going to hear no more than yes. You're going to have more doors closed than open.
Facts.
But I need you to be able to get up every day. Don't ever, the goal in all of this is manhood.
Yeah.
Don't ever trade that word for anything. Don't change it. Don't trade it for gangster. Mm-hmm. Don't trade it for OG. Don't trade it for any moniker, Crip, Blood, GD, nothing. The greatest thing you will ever become by staying to the course is a man.
It's a fact.
And when it's all said and done, don't let nobody take that from you.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody, no woman, no child, no nothing. Get on it. They gonna come at you. Everybody's gonna come at you.
From every
but
which
I
angle.
need you to be resilient and get on your manhood and stick to it. I promise you, it's gonna be hard days, but once you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do, it sounds sleek. Period.
All right. Next. What's next for you, man? And the legacy that you're building.
gosh.
Is there anything you working on? You got in the pot? What you cooking?
For me, it's I'm at a stage and place where I want to just utilize my mind. So it's all about creating, advising, concepts, things like that. People are asking me if I'm gonna run for mayor again. That is up in the air. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've thought about it, but it's all about business and just kind of putting things together. I'm on a new podcast called The Black Briefing, which is going well. I'm still gonna do my lives, but I'm getting to a stage and place, man, where I'm ready to settle down. Live my life. Put a ring on it. All the avenues that are I'm looking forward to. In my 50s and going into the latter years. But what I want to do, honestly, is continue to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And come and share. And I'm always, now we connected. So this is what it is. This is brotherhood. Sure. So for me, it's traveling the country. I'm working on my public speaking. So traveling the country and giving this message to people all over the country and all over the world so that we can understand that there are people who out here who are utilizing. You don't always have to start a program. I want y'all to know this. Mm-hmm. You don't always, what y'all doing, this ain't no 501. You don't always have to start a program when you realize that you're the program.
Right.
And I want more of us to realize that. So that's my mission, man, is to just go out here, take brothers who are younger than me, and be a mentor, but also be a person that you can call, shoot ideas off, but also share that throughout the country and throughout the world. That's the goal.
Now, go ahead, Pete, my bad.
Now, this is I don't know this for sure, but just knowing that you are, outspoken and out in the community doing what you do, I'm sure you have criticism from people.
Oh, yeah.
How do you deal with people who try to criticize, you doing what you do? And how you do it?
One or two things.
Here we go.
I'm cold now. I'm cold with these words. Now, some days I'm gonna give you a lyrical ass whipping.
Okay.
Most days I'm just gonna kind of ignore it. Right. Because when it's all said and done, it's like, I know when you make the decision of enhancing your mind, what you'll find out is that there are less of you and more of them.
Yeah.
And you already know that. I tell my son, I said, I wish I could have the picture of the casino fight with Tupac and them. And I said, I would name that picture the strongest man in the room. And he said, who's the strongest man? I said, the one they jumping.
Damn.
And he said, why? Because it took all of them to do it.
Yeah.
If he was a weak dude, it wouldn't take 20 to get one.
Right.
So when you realize that all the ignorant people have to team up to battle this,
yeah,
then you realize you've already won the fight.
Now let me ask you.
So why fight?
Are you opposed from working with any other community?
No, I'm not. But at the end of the day, if I look and you are making a decision that makes no sense to me, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
But I'm not opposed to all of them. Right. I'm opposed to a lot of them, but not all of them.
Right.
There are some people that I'll be like, man, you do some good work, man. I'll help out on that.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're not a lot because, once you start talking about money with me, I'm kind of off. If you start, man, we could say to kids, my cousin in Chicago told me best. He said, if you could change the minds, you'll never have to worry about $1 because it's going to come.
Yeah, the money going to come.
Once you start changing minds and people start seeing the results of your work and people like, he wasn't acting like that.
Right.
It becomes valuable at that point because you're changing a life and that's worthy of some money. But when you just out here and you got boys picking dandelions and trying to keep stuff and sweeping, I'm not doing no damn community cleanup. Clean up your own community. That ain't nothing but trash work, man. Yeah. Listen, we got to understand what you're doing, and I'm gonna say this and we can be done. I ain't doing no community cleanup because all the people in the community gonna look and say, what you doing? Cleaning up your mess. If you're willing to live in it, then live in it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving no turkeys out because I don't know if you got a stove.
Right. That's true.
I know that Christmas comes in the fourth quarter. So I already know that when you think you're doing a toy giveaway, all you doing is helping the rich get richer.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll say this, as a kid who grew up poor kids don't need toys.
Sure don't.
That's facts.
And for anybody out there, as we close, it says these kids ain't got nothing to do. As long as I know that the literacy rate is poor, go read a book.
Go to the library.
Say less.
Hey, listen.
That's all I got.
I appreciate it.
Real, man.
I appreciate this conversation so much.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah,
it's definitely been one for me, and I'm definitely leaving with some things to think about and talk about to help me as a man too, because I'm still learning and growing every day.
No doubt.
And fatherhood is different every day, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
But man, thank you for pulling up, man.
Thank y'all for having me, man. This is great. Keep working, man.
Shout out to our sponsor, Saint Friends. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagram at Saint Friends. Shout out to Slippery Soap. Definitely got to get your ride cleaned up. And also shout out to Benjamin Blue. Drink that Benjamin Blue water, not your spring water. Check them out on Instagram too, at Drink Benjamin Blue. I'm Mike Haney, a.k.a. Mr. HOD himself. P Money.
Yes, sir.
The preacher in the building.
Greg Merriweather, man.
Yes, sir.
We out. Peace.
Peace.